All right, we have these two functions, and we want to determine if they are inverses of one another. And it asks us to do that by composing them together and seeing if we get x, which of course is the very definition of two functions being inverses. So let's compose together f composed with g, and we'll go in both directions. All right, so since f is the first in my notation here, I'm going to put parentheses where its two x's are. So I've got 2. That doesn't look like a 2. Let's fix that. 2, and instead of the x, parentheses, minus 2 over 6, instead of the x, parentheses, plus 8. And then we want to take g, and we want to plop g into these two sets of parentheses. So I'm going to plop this in. Probably should have drawn this bigger, but that's okay. And I'll also plop it in here. And that doesn't look very good, but let's see if I can make that look more like an 8. Now, hardest thing when we're left with something like this is cleaning it up. And the easiest way to clean up something like this is to take the tiny denominator, the smaller one within this bigger fraction, which is our 6x minus 2, and multiply the entire fraction by 6x minus 2 over 6x minus 2. And we'll see how this works out here in a second. All right, so we're really multiplying by 1, which doesn't change the actual answer here, but it does make it look different. All right, so when we multiply this, the 6x minus 2 on top times the top of the fraction, well, the 6x minus 2 times the very first fraction is going to cancel out with this denominator here, and we'll be left with 2 times negative 2 minus 8x. The negative 2 right here, though, still has to multiply times that 6x minus 2. It doesn't have a denominator to cancel out. So that is still multiplying times the 6x minus 2. All right. Now let's do the same thing on the bottom. Let's take this 6x minus 2 and multiply it times this entire denominator. When we multiply the 6x minus 2 times this first term, it cancels out with this denominator, and we have left this 6 and the negative 2 minus 8x. And then the 8 doesn't have a denominator, so we still have to multiply it times the 6x minus 2. And now, let's distribute this ugly looking thing out on the bottom and the top. So on the top, you're going to have negative 4 minus 16x and negative 12x plus 4. And on the bottom, we're going to have negative 12 minus 48x plus 48x minus 16. All right, now let's add like terms on the top and the bottom. So let's notice negative 4 and positive 4 cancel out. Negative 16 and negative 12x is going to give us negative 28x. And then on the bottom, negative 48x and positive 48x cancel each other out. Negative 12 and negative 16 is going to give us negative 28. And now notice that the negative 28's will reduce, and we get the x that we get with inverses. Now, we should do the other side, but this gives you, of course, the notion now of how to do the other side as well, to do g composed with f, and of course, it should reduce down to an x as well, giving us that they are, in fact, inverses.